Welcome to this lesson, which is all about grabbing that beautiful mock-up that you've put all your time and energy into and now putting it on a Facebook ad ready to advertise with. So we have lots of different mock-ups included in this pack that you can absolutely use on ads. Probably the most common ones that you'll use are these above the fold mock-ups, as they're very, very comprehensive in terms of what you can put in them. So they make fantastic ads. So let's say that we had this mock-up, it was all finished and ready to go. What we would want to do is go download, PNG, transparent background. We want to make sure that we're only selecting this page here, and we want to go done and download. So what that will do is it'll combine everything into a really easy to use PNG. I don't recommend just copying and pasting a full mock-up across onto an ad, because I find that it just really slows down Canva and it can cause some glitches. So you definitely want to flatten it before you put it into your ad. Then you want to upload it into your files and you want to click on it to insert it. So I find when I'm putting in above the fold mockups, they can be quite landscape, whereas we're dealing with a square when we're doing a Facebook ad. So you can definitely sort of crop off the edges like this. I'll either place them at the very top or at the very bottom. Now what I'm going to do next is add a circle. While we do have the beautiful mock-up at the top, we definitely want to add some text in as well so that we have that wording in there as well. Usually I will pop this behind the mock-up as well, but you can see it just sort of grounds this text. I'll always have sort of like a bit of intro text here. Usually I'll space that out a little bit and put it in all caps. And then I'll have more of a header or a call to action. So usually I will put this in a different font. So you can ask a question. Beautiful. And you always want to make sure that your header text is sort of on par with your mock-up. So you really want to have that hierarchy, that these two things are the things that you see first and it's very clear what they are. So below here, sometimes I like to add dot points. Sometimes I like to add just a short paragraph of text. What I like to do, let's do some dot points today. So I've got these beautiful dot points ready to go. And I'm working sort of with the center in mind. So it feels like everything is very central, almost like the center holds a gravity and everything's sort of being pulled towards it. I also like to include up with the mock-up. I like to include like a beautiful price point. Brilliant. So that's looking really good. The next thing I like to do is make sure that the branding of behind your ad really fits with what is on your mock-up. You really want it to feel like a family. So you want to use the same fonts. You want to use the same color family. You want to use the same feel and vibe. Any photos that you're using, you would want to have those same sort of photos. If you're using photos, anything that is part of your brand, you want that to transfer across to your ads as well. So here, if we were to grab, if, for example, this was our beautiful central bit on our mock-up, what we could do here to apply this to the ad is we could grab that beautiful cream out. We'd probably put this in the lighter charcoal. And we could even grab that photo and set it as the background so that you can see that really ties it together. It's looking really, really good so far. So you can see that really ties it together and it's looking quite cohesive and branded now, which is fantastic. Now you may also want to create some color variations, which I definitely encourage, and Evelyn does as well. So you may want to play around with sort of dark variations, light variations. If we were to sort of invert these colors here, you can see that's a really easy way to do a split test to see if dark colors resonate with your audience better than light colors and vice versa. Now we've done our beautiful above the fold mock-up as an ad. You can also do different variations using the different mock-ups in the pack. So we also have included for you a beautiful breakdown pack. So you can see these ones here, they look really great on a sales page. They break down your offer. They're really easy to sort of display the breadth of things that you have inside your program or your membership or your offer. So these work really, really well on an ad. And because they're so thin, what you can do, Let me show you. I'll download this first. So download transparent background, current page. We'll go back to our ad just here. We'll drag in what we've just created. So structurally, these look really good if you use them almost like a border. So you can sort of have them like that. And you want to, again, make sure that whatever you're doing, it feels really, really balanced. For the purpose of an ad, to keep things nice and simple, sometimes you can take off the text. It's totally up to you, and it depends how much you have in the mock-up as well. So we can have it like that, and then we can have our call out text in the middle if we want to. So you can see that's looking a little bit busy. If you find yourself in a position where it's a little bit busy, you can always add a breakout box. So you can see just adding this here. It's a very, very easy way for us to create and sort of remove this from the background. So we can have that crazy busyness of value of everything that's included in the ad still, but it's still easy for us to read the text, which is what we want. And to keep it in line with our beautiful asymmetrical look and feel, we probably put the price point rather than central, we'll probably put it up in the top right or left corner. So that's a really great way to sort of showcase a lot of things included in your mock-up, and you can see it looks very, very different to this. Now, one final way that I wanted to show you as well is we've got the module presentation. So a lot of the time, especially if you're selling a membership or a program or a course, you'll have these beautiful phases mapped out, and that's very in line with Evelyn's teaching. So you can actually present these phases on your ads as well. So if we were to do this, we probably would leave off the numbers, but we could easily add them just in here. So in the other training, I went through that you would create your own sort of graphics to go in these phases, just like I've got here for Evelyn. So hers are nurture and grow, plant, seed, and harvest. So you would put those into these areas just here. And then there will be plenty of room left for you to add your text towards the bottom. Typically, I like to include a little bit more space around these, as they're more of a minimal version rather than these ones, which are quite busy. And it's always good to include like a minimal one, a busy one, try all different things. So what I would also do with this one is definitely copy across some of these gorgeous elements. It makes a huge difference using these elements on your design. Again, we don't want things to be too symmetrical, so I'm going to make this plant just like a little bit smaller because it is the darker one. Then we'll have these flowers over here, which are a little bit taller. And we'll probably pop this one just here. And with these ones as well, we would definitely want to have a price point in there again. I kind of like to layer the price point on these ones, sort of behind a tablet. So you can see that sitting behind what would be the main sort of phase that you want to feature, and that can look quite good there. So there we have it, 3 really easy ways to lay out beautiful ads with your mock-ups.